Okay, folks, it's a sad day. A real sad day. You see, it's October 7th. It's the day after Oktoberfest. No more beer tents. No more excitement around Oktoberfest. No more fairs in Germany and in Munich. It's a sad, sad, sad day. But we're not in Germany, we're in America, so we are going to extend Oktoberfest all the way through October up into November. And what we're going to do is we're going to still review our Oktoberfest beers. Now, we have one here today that is one of the six that's at Oktoberfest in Munich. One of the six that's allowed, and we'll go over that in a minute. Hacker-Pschorr, a quintessential German Oktoberfest beer, kind of like the one we just saw last week. And we're going to find out what makes this tick and what makes this special and what makes the Munich styles of Oktoberfest beers tick. And we're going to do it on Okay, folks, welcome back. Remember today, we've got our Hacker-Pschorr, our Oktoberfest beer. This is Oktoberfest, and I'm going to pronounce this correctly now, Marzen. That's how you pronounce it, believe it or not. I didn't find that out until I watched a YouTube video. YouTube's wonderful, isn't it? Anyway, Hacker-Pschorr, Oktoberfest Marzen. And we're going to find out, we're going to really get into this beer because this is one of the six that are going to be featured or even allowed at the Oktober Festival in Munich. Now, it is a day or two after Oktoberfest, which is sad, but in America, we still honor it all the way through. We're going to do the same thing here today. So let's go ahead and get cracking with this because I just cannot wait. Again, I've got my sort of frosty, my condensed, it's got a little bit of haze to it. It's not frozen. Remember, I don't like frozen mugs. They make the foam taste a little bit oxidized, but it's hazy, it's frosty. So in other words, it's got a lot of condensation. It's been chilled, really is what it is. Now, we're going to open this one. Ooh, I cannot wait. I'm going to see if I can get the sound. Not too much, but, I've got that a little bit. I'll see if I can enhance that on the editing. Now we're going to pour it. We're going to see what it smells like, tastes like, and just all of it. Oh, I can't wait. Okay. So again, I'm going to pour it a little bit to the side here. I'm going to kind of pour it to the center a little bit. And then I'm going to bring it up. And I'm going to let it get a lot of that good head going. Because I want to see what that head ooh, I can smell it. Oof, goodness, that's wonderful. I want to see what that head smells like. And from what I can smell, it's amazing. That's all I got to say. It's just simply amazing. So remember, we're going to judge it with the 5 categories of the Beer Judge Certification Program. The aroma, the appearance, the taste, naturally, the mouthfeel, and, of course, the overall impression. So, let's give it a good smell. Oh, man. Wow. A smell you will never smell anywhere else. Well, maybe, but it's got an unusual smell. I can smell the hops. I can smell the Bavarian earth. It is so wonderful. I can smell the malt. Yes, it's going to be malty, naturally, and I'm going to show you the color of it in just a few seconds. It's going to be malty, yes, but it's also it's that hops. It's a hops that they use in the water, of course. And from what I understand, and this is something I was watching on YouTube, is that the reason why there's only 6, one of the reasons, is naturally it's from the Munich area. But more importantly, it's from the water. It gets its water from the water table. So any of your Marzens, any of your Oktoberfest beers, they're going to come from roughly the same water. And I guarantee you I have experienced this. Water makes a difference. And it makes a huge difference. And I've got a story for that that I can share with you later on. So this could be a mixture between the water, but I'm going to say it's going to be that hops. I want to find out a little bit more about what hops they use. I'm sure they're going to use one or more of the noble hops. Remember, there are four styles. I can't rattle them off right now. There's Hallertauer, there's Satz, there's Tettnanger, and there's another one. Spalt, I think, Spalt's, of the four noble hops. And they're going to be the ones that they use in Bavaria because, well, they grow it there. I mean, they're masters of beer. Absolutely. So the aroma, it hit me as you saw when I poured it, and it just wafted up and it went right into my nose. And I'm like, oh, awesome, awesome. See, I would go to their beer tent. Now, my understanding is here, and I'll get into a little bit more of the history, Hacker-Pschorr was actually two different breweries that merged way back. Okay, and they became Hacker-Pschorr, and they are now combined. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, the logo on there has the two, I would say, symbols of the two different companies. Now, we are going to get into the appearance. Oh, I got to show you this. So it's a little bit darker. It's a Marzen. It's going to be a little bit darker, which is what I expected. I expect it to be a little bit darker. I'm going to say the SRM from my angle is going to be a 5 or a 6, maybe a 7. Okay, I don't exactly know. I don't know if I can find that beer spec, but that's about the color that it's going to be. And I believe that from where you're sitting, even on the video, you should be able to see that close enough. Okay. In terms of the Brussels lace, I don't see that much Brussels lace going on. Okay. Again, that doesn't mean that it's a bad beer. It's not a measure of a beer. It just means that the bubbles and the head, when it recedes from the side of the glass, that it leaves little bitty residue spots and leaves little bitty areas that kind of look like lace. So that's why they call it Brussels lace. Anyway, the head receded pretty well. It wasn't very carbonated. A Marzen I don't see as being overly carbonated. Everyone that I've had hasn't been overly carbonated or extremely carbonated. You do have some bubbles, but that's okay. So it's receded. It hasn't completely cleared the surface of the beer. Medium to very fine bubbles. I mean, when it had the head on there, it was kind of fine bubbles, kind of medium bubbles. It doesn't look like it's coming up from the bottom. Okay. Actually, I'm going to say it's about the color of iced tea, by the way. Okay, so if you got an iced tea at a restaurant, it's going to be about that color, depending on the restaurant, depending on the strength of the tea. Anyhow, very good appearance. I mean, of course, you're talking about German beer here. Germans know how to make their beers. They know how to make the color of the beer, the taste of the beer, the aroma, naturally. Okay. Now we're going to taste it. We're going to find out what the taste is. It's rather dry. It's not dry, but it's rather dry. It's not sweet. Very wonderful. Very refreshing. There's not an over explosion of flavor. Now, I will say, currently, I have a little bit of a head cold. My taste buds are going to be a little off, but I was able to smell that aroma when it came up. This one, I get an amazing taste that brings me back to what I would think would be sitting in a beer garden in Munich, drinking this beer, or really any beer for that matter in Munich, enjoying it, not being overpowered by the flavor. I do taste malt, okay? A little bit of carbonation coming up there. Oh, yeah, okay, I'm digging it. A little bit of a, and again, I'm going to say it this way, it's not a bad thing. In certain cases, it's going to be really good. A little bit of a metallic taste to it. Okay. It's not overpowering, but you can taste it. There's something, and I'm sure it's got to be something having to do with the water and or the type of hops that they use. I don't think this has anything to do with the malt. bready. You can taste the malt. I mean, you can taste the hops. The hops has a little bit more of the characteristic than you would normally find in something like what we just had, the Warsteiner. That was a bread. That was a bready flavor. That was a honey. That was I noted that it had a little bit of a peach jam flavor to it. Very slight, not much. This doesn't have any of that. I would say if you're into what they call Czech Pilsners, this would be very close in terms of what you would taste in it. You're going to taste the hops. Okay, the malt is there. You know the malt is there, but the malt has been aged properly. The whole beer has been aged properly, that it brings that malt down a little bit. Again, without all that sweetness that you would normally find in something like the Warsteiner or any other beer like that, for that matter, or any other Marzen. It's not going to be that malty flavor, that bam, malty flavor. It's going to be hops. Here's hops. Here's the noble hops. And once you taste those noble hops, you will never forget it. Okay, and I think that's what I'm tasting here. Again, very clean. The carbonation doesn't expand in your mouth. And so we're going to get into the mouthfeel here. It doesn't expand in your mouth so much that it overpowers. Again, I didn't expect it to be very carbonated. Marzens aren't that carbonated. The one that I drink locally here, which by the way is very sweet, isn't carbonated very much. And he's an excellent brewer. So, but the carbonation, just this much right here, does lend to the palate. It does explode a lot of that nose, a lot of that flavor, a lot of everything you expect in a Marzen from the carbonation. So, and of course, if you happen to burp it up a little bit, yes, you're gonna taste a little bit different, assuming you haven't been eating a bunch of sausages or fish. There's not a lot of bite to the aftertaste. The bittering units, the IBU, there shouldn't be too much to it. Let's see if I can read anything on here, onto the side of the bottle. It is, let's see, sorry about the delay here. 11.2 floater. Okay, 5.8% alcohol by volume. Now, again, a Marzen is going to be brewed in the spring, held over in the caves or in the lager over the summer because I'm going to keep it cool, and then served during Oktoberfest. This is, again, it says Oktoberfest Marzen. So that's what they're going to drink. The mouthfeel, again, is going to be dry. You don't need a lot of water with it, but it's going to be refreshing. If it's a hot day in Germany somewhere, especially Oktoberfest, this Marzen is going to be for you. Now, the overall impression. I don't even think I need to say it. I mean, come on. This is a German beer. It's a fantastic German beer. It explodes in your mouth with that flavor, with that hop flavor that you will not forget. You're going to drink it and you're going to think to yourself, I'm in Germany. I might as well be wearing lederhosen and having a hat and yodeling, for that matter. It's just going to bring you there. It's going to transport you to the Oktoberfest, okay? And I'm going to go into a little bit of that, a little history of Hacker-Pschorr. Ooh, love it. And we're actually going to see that and find out a little bit more coming up next, okay? Again, impression, I don't even think I need to say anything for that because this is going to be one that I'm going to tell you, yes, do see if you can drink this during October, okay, during Oktoberfest, because it is going to be one of the quintessentials. And we're going to go into more coming up later on in the season here. That being said, now for the beer specs.
Hacker-Pschorr, or Hacker-Pschorr in German. Hacker-Pschorr, a renowned brewery nestled in the heart of Munich, which boasts a rich history dating back centuries. Hacker Brewery, founded in 1417, predates the Reinheitsgebot beer purity law of 1516 by nearly a century. In the late 18th century, Joseph Pschorr, 1770 to 1841, bought the Hacker Brewery from his father-in-law, Peter Paul Hacker. He subsequently founded a separate brewery under his own name. In 1864, after some construction time, George Pschorr Jr. became the owner of the Pschorr Brewery. 1972 marked the marriage of the two breweries, Hacker and Pschorr. Situated within Munich city limits, Hacker-Pschorr is one of 6 breweries that take part in the annual Oktoberfest festivities. The brewery's enduring legacy is tied to the Oktoberfest, a celebration that traces its origins back to the wedding of Crown Prince Ludwig I of Bavaria in 1810. Joseph Pschorr played a pivotal role in crafting special brews for this momentous occasion. This led to what is now the world-renowned Munich Oktoberfest, attracting millions of visitors annually. Hacker-Pschorr, along with its sister brand Paulaner, is among the select 6 breweries invited to serve their beer at this grand celebration. The land where Oktoberfest takes place today was donated by Joseph Pschorr, cementing the brewery's enduring connection to this cultural extravaganza. Hacker-Pschorr stands as a testament to Munich's brewing heritage, embodying centuries of tradition, innovation, and a profound connection to the world-famous Oktoberfest celebration. Hacker-Pschorr Oktoberfest Marzen. Very smoothly drinkable, this famous Marzen is an homage to the Bavarian purity law of 1516. Forbidden to brew in the summer because of the boiling process was considered a fire hazard, so it was brewed between September 29th and April 23rd. Moreover, bottom fermented beer needs a temperature between 4 to 6 Celsius for fermentation, which meant the summer would be too hot. Of course, no one wanted to forego the pleasures of beer drinking in the summer, so a surplus quantity was brewed, and such the origins of the beer known as Marzen. The last beer brewed at the end of the brewing season was given a higher gravity to increase its shelf life, since Marzen beer was to be sold throughout the summer and during the fall's folk festivals. Average Marzen stats: ABV 5.8 to 6.3 alcohol by volume, IBU 18 to 24, SRM 8 to 17.
Okay, folks, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that little segment there. I think we're going to be learning a little bit more about the Hacker-Pschorr and how to enjoy the Hacker-Pschorr. I'm going to see if there's anything left. Don't want to waste any drop of this Hacker-Pschorr. Okay, anyway, thank you for showing up today. Thank you for watching the video. We really appreciate it. Remember, where is it? Over here. Subscribe. Okay, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Give us a thumbs up, like the video, or leave a comment down below. Tell us what you think about it. It really helps us grow the channel, and it helps us bring more good content to you. Because, let's face it, you're beer drinkers just like us. And we want to hear from you. If you got a beer that you want us to try, or if you want us to review, please leave it. Just so long as it's not some beers that are in the news lately, because I will not be reviewing those beers under any circumstances. But that being said, definitely, again, thank you for coming back. I did want to mention, yes, the beer review logbook, Amazon, $8.99. Can't beat it. The best thing since Little Black Books. We have the beer review. No, I'm sorry. We have the Upstate Ale Trail. Now, these seem to be in our region where you can go to a brewery or you can go to a tap room and pick up one of these. And of course, it's going to have the local breweries around. Definitely see if you can find one of these. Okay, if you're in the area, I believe they have them in Asheville. I don't know if they have them in any of the other North or South Carolina areas or perhaps Georgia, but definitely see if you can find one of these. And of course, my favorite is the Total Guide to Beer. It's my little pocket Bible. Okay. I look at it and I get Stout 316. How about that? So I'm just kidding on you. It is 12 years old, a little tattered. You can see if you can find one at a Total Wine or email them. See if they have that. Maybe they have an electronic version. It is an amazing book. There's just so much to read about beer and so much. It is going to follow the Beer Judge Certification Program guidelines, of which, if you happen to want to, down in the description below, which all these have links to, download the Beer Judge Certification Beer Score Sheet. First of all, you can fold it, put it in your pocket, bring it to your next beer hunt. That is, when you go to a tap room or a brewery or whatnot, fill out one of the sections here for the 5 categories. Gives you space to do that. As well, you've got any off flavors that you may be tasting. Okay. And this is going to go hand in hand, of course, with our beer review logbook. So when you're out and about, you write it down here, bring it back, transcribe the notes into the beer review logbook. Sorry about that. And again, I apologize. I do have a little bit of a head cold, so I kind of sound like that, Donald Duck a little bit. I don't know, maybe something like that. But hopefully you've been able to understand everything I've done here today. That being said, again, remember, subscribe, ring that notification bell, give me some thumbs up, give me some love here. We need to grow the channel. We need to make sure that we can bring you the best content that we can. We want to hear from you. Give us your comments. Hey, can you find this beer? I may be able to. There's plenty of places around that sell unusual beers from all over the world. This is where I got this one. That being said, and I'm going to see if I can get this right this time. Prost! Chin chin! Kanpai! Salud! And of course from America, cheers. Definitely Oktoberfest. Peace, love, and beer.